Alien number 2. Hoover's Japanese voice kind of sounds like an old man. That's kind of one of the differences between the Tokyo Disney parks and the US parks. How I packed my bag for a hot summer day in Japan. Hey friends, it's Tracy. Today I'm bringing you along with me to Tokyo Disneyland for somewhat of a mellow day, or at least that's the plan. There is a show that I have been trying to see at Tokyo Disney for so long now, and I have never been able to get in, but today was my lucky day. It's called Club Mouse Beat, and it's a show that's been around for a while. I've just been super unlucky every time I try to get the entry request for it. It's like a lottery system basically, but today I was so lucky to get the first show of the day. The park just opened and it's 9 a.m. so I have a little bit of time. So maybe we'll grab some food to start the day. First stop of the day is Plasma Ray's Diner, one of the food places in Tomorrowland. Plasma Ray is like this little alien that looks like he could be one of Stitch's cousins, but I don't think he is. But anyways, what I got here was the Toy Story Alien Mochi. Little Green Men is the official name, I think, and it's kind of the theme of the look today. This is one of the most iconic snacks of Tokyo Disneyland, and it's basically just like a little mochi with a filling. One is chocolate, one is strawberry, and one is custard. And there's no way to know which is which until you bite into them. The first one I got was strawberry, Alien number 2. Chocolate, which means that the last one must be custard. 10 out of 10, never fails to disappoint. It's like the perfect mildly sweet snack. If you like mochi, I think this will definitely be up your alley. I feel like I want to keep the container even, like the design on it is so cute. I also got an iced oolong tea. One of my favorite things about Japan is that iced oolong tea is available at a lot of restaurants, both inside Disneyland and like just regular restaurants in the city. In the Tokyo Disneyland app currently, there is a thing called 40th Anniversary Priority Pass. It's basically like a fast pass, and it's free for any guest with a day ticket. It is first come, first serve, and there's a select amount of attractions that you can get. As I was walking over here, I took a look through that, and I was able to get one for Pooh's Honey Hunt for 10:10 a.m., which if I get there just at that time, I think I can get to Club Mouse Beat right after. Arigatou gozaimasu. The standby for this wait right now is around an hour, so I kind of got lucky. This is a trackless attraction and the first trackless ride of any Disney park, if I'm not mistaken. That ride was adorable. Hoover's Japanese voice kind of sounds like an old man. But overall, that ride is very similar to Runaway Railway. Since it was the first trackless ride, it is about 20-ish years old now, or almost. So it was a little bit shaky. It wasn't quite as smooth as Runaway Railway. I cannot tell you how excited I am for Club Mouse Beat. Like, I've been trying to see this show for so long. Basically, Club Mouse Beat is a song and dance show with a lot of copyrighted music, so unfortunately I have to cut a lot of it out. Like, looking at the footage here, it looks like a baby show, but the majority of the audience was adults. The best way I can think to describe it is if House of Mouse was in real life. Except without like the restaurant portion, I guess. There was all kinds of different segments with different characters, and the finale had this like confetti explosion, and people, like adults, were losing their mind to grab pieces of the confetti. That was incredible. There were so many characters that came out, and Max was one of them. I love Max so much. And not only did Max come out, but Goofy and Max danced together to music from a Goofy movie. That was probably my favorite part. And a Goofy movie is like one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, so I was like tearing up a little bit at that. A lot of the audience was adults. I feel like there's a lot more like adults that like Disney, and it's like considered more of a normal thing here compared to the US. Like, I feel like I'm not explaining that very well. If you've been here and seen it in person, maybe that makes more sense. I don't know. It was amazing. Within the villain segment, there were these two little like minion dancers that came out. I loved them. They were so fun. Before the show starts, the cast members go around and ask people to remove ears and like hats with ears on them. If you record, they ask that you not put your camera over your head level, so you like keep it kind of right here. And they went through the audience telling that several times, and there was an announcement that played in English and Japanese saying that same thing.
In consideration of those around you, please keep your cameras below head level when taking photos or videos.
That's kind of one of the differences between the Tokyo Disney parks and the US parks. Tokyo Disney does have a lot of rules for that kind of thing to make the experience equal for everyone as much as possible. Whereas compared to the US, the shows and fireworks and stuff like that is kind of a free-for-all. So it could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. There are 3 different parades today. One is Harmony and Color, which is kind of like the main Disney parade. The second one is a Donald Duck parade, which is for like the seasonal Donald Duck event that's going on right now. It was just recently his birthday, so I think that's part of the reason why he is in the spotlight for this event. The third one is the Tokyo Disney Electrical Parade. Overall, it's kind of similar to the electrical parade that's in the US parks, but it's like an upgraded version, kind of. I definitely want to try to catch the first 2, but I'm not sure if I'm going to stay all the way until the evening today. We'll see. I was kind of planning to have like a mellow day where I'd just be like sitting the majority of the day. I don't know, like the older I get, the more I enjoy shows and parades and that kind of thing. It's just nice to sit. I've made my way over to Toon Town now. Not to be a Disney nerd again, but the layout here is slightly different than the one in America. There is a restaurant here called Huey, Dewey, Louie's Good Time Cafe, which is where I decided to get lunch. And it was a Mickey-shaped pizza set that came with a little Mickey-shaped pizza, French fries, and a drink, which I got iced oolong tea again. Filming lunch was a bit of a challenge, and it's extremely hot right now, so I found like this tiny little corner of shade to eat in and ate off my lap. But the pizza was interesting. It came with corn as a topping, which is something that is very Japan, I feel like. I'm not sure if I would get it again, but I will give bonus points for being Mickey-shaped. There is a little shop in Toon Town, and I stepped in here just to cool off a little bit, but also to share some of the merch that's here. Look at how adorable Donald looks. I feel like he doesn't look like this in the merch at the US parks. Like, he looks so cute and innocent. I feel like a lot of the merch in Disney World and Walt Disney World makes him look angry. That is adorable. Even Lightning McQueen and Mater and Nana. And these are all like little besties pairs. There's also these little plushy shoulder bags. Another thing unique to Tokyo Disneyland is the vending machines. In just about each land, there are vending machines where you can get water, soda, tea, simple drinks like that. But they're all themed to match the lands. Like these are the ones in Toon Town. They're next to the gas station here in Toon Town. For water, it's about 200 yen, which is like about $1 US, maybe a little bit more. And the other drinks are not that much more than that. And an added bonus is that the drinks have a little Tokyo Disney Resort design on them, or most of them at least. It looks like the water has one, and the tea has one, and the Aquarius. The first parade of the day is about to start, and the parade route actually runs through Toon Town. And I've got my UV umbrella out because the sun is in a tent. They sell these at the convenience stores in Japan, and they make a really big difference. But the parade route here actually runs through Toon Town, and I think we are at the end of the route here. I'm still kind of shocked that there's 3 separate parades running today. Here we are again for another voiceover moment. This is the Harmony and Color Parade, and it's kind of like the main parade, I guess. Kind of like how Magic Happens is like the parade at Disneyland right now. Harmony and Color debuted last year for Tokyo Disney Resort's 40th anniversary, and the previous like main parade they had was for the 35th anniversary, I think, and it stayed for like several years, so I'm thinking that might be the case for this one too, but who knows. Majority adult audience here again, and some of them were like cheer committees for specific characters. I wish so much that I could share the music in this one because it's so good. The soundtrack is incredible, and now that I'm home, I've been like listening to the full parade soundtrack as I work because it's just so good, and it's like stuck in my head sometimes. It is extremely hot now. I was like melting a little bit watching the parade, but it was so good. There is much more of an appreciation for the parade and the production from the adult crowd. It's hard to describe without like being here. Next, I'm making my way back into Tomorrowland. I did not know this, but after you use up your 40th anniversary pass, or like the free fast pass, you're able to get another one if they're still available. And I was able to get one for the Monsters Inc. ride after I had used up the one for the Pooh Bear ride this morning. Arigatou gozaimasu. The queue for this attraction is so cool. It looks like you're actually like in Monstropolis. I'm slightly obsessed with the selection of Monsters Inc. merch at Tokyo Disneyland. Like, it's designed in a way that if you haven't watched Monsters Inc., if you don't know what Monsters Inc. is, you would think it's just like almost a regular fashion item or something. Like these bucket hats. That ride is incredible. Everything is incredible here. This Monsters Inc. ride is unique to Tokyo Disneyland, and it's a participatory ride in the way that you get a little flashlight, and the objective is to shine your flashlight on the helmets, on the little M Monsters Inc. logo on the helmet, and that exposes like the hidden monsters and stuff. I kind of like that better than like the Buzz Lightyear like little blaster thing. This ride is also in Japanese, obviously, but if you know like the premise of Monsters Inc., or even if you don't, it's pretty easy to understand. Within Tokyo Disneyland, aside from Monsters Inc., there doesn't seem to be that much of a Pixar presence here. Toy Story is very popular, obviously, but the Toy Story ride of the Tokyo Disney Resort is in Disney Sea, and it's Toy Story Midway Mania, which is the same that we have at Disneyland, and I think also in Walt Disney World. There's not much Pixar outside of that here. There's Monsters Inc. merch with this ride, and there's Toy Story merch. But other than that, I haven't really seen other Pixar properties. And on that note, there is not much Star Wars or Marvel here either. In fact, I don't think there's any Marvel in Disney Sea or Disneyland here. There is Star Tours, which is right next to the Monsters Inc. ride, in fact. But I haven't really seen Star Wars merch here. When there's like a new Star Wars movie or something big coming out, then they'll have like pop-up events or like special merch for that. But on a regular basis, I don't think there's really much Star Wars here. Back at Plasma Rays again. There is a little bit of time before the next scheduled activity for today, which is the Donald Duck Palooza Parade. After the Monsters Inc. ride, I didn't really want to walk anywhere else, and Plasma Rays is right next to it, so I came back for this little Donald Duck treat. Some sort of tropical fruit jelly with some mousse in the middle, and a little cookie on top shaped like Donald's foot. I think I'm gonna eat the foot first. Like a lot of the desserts here, it's very mildly sweet. Tokyo Disney really likes jelly desserts. Like, I feel like a lot of the seasonal dessert items are always jellies or mousse. That's really good. It has a very tropical flavor, and that's like right up my alley. I love mango, passion fruit. The layer in the bottom has a very strong pineapple flavor. It's very refreshing on this very, very hot day. So this Donald Duck event that's going on right now is one of a series. It's called Palooza. The one going on right now ran from May to June-ish, and I think it's almost over. And I believe that these dates were chosen for Donald because his birthday is in June. There was another Palooza event earlier in the year for Minnie Mouse. And that was like February and March, I think. That one I think was in that date range because Minnie has a day in Japan, which is me, the third month of the year, March, and then me for the second day of March, so March 2nd. I feel like I'm not explaining that very well. I always like get nervous when I vlog, and I like try to rush through things before I completely think it through, but hopefully that makes sense. While we have a little bit of a break, I thought I would share how I packed my bag for a hot summer day in Japan. I've got my little ear clip on the keychain part because I needed to take a break from the aliens for a little bit. Got all my camera stuff in here because today has been a content creation day, and I have this little tiny little tripod thing that I can put my vlog camera on, the vlog camera, a mini fan, which is absolutely essential. The combination of this and the next item, which is a UV umbrella. It's like an umbrella with an extra layer to block out the sun. This helps so much so you don't get burnt, and to help keep you cool from the heat of the sun when it's like beaming down. So these two together are like essential to survive the heat here. Then I've also got my power bank because, like I said, it's a content creation day. Wallet, which is a no-brainer. One of these. This is called a leisure sheet, and it's basically a little picnic mat. And you can find them here in Japan, and they sell a couple of them, I think, within the park. This particular one I got from Daiso. Back at home in the States. The ones they have at Daiso are pretty small. It's like just big enough for one person. But if you're sitting down on the ground for parade, a lot of people wear these out and sit on them. And it especially helps in the summer when the ground was like baked in the sun and it's super hot. Then I've also got this little thing. It's called Bangs Keep Fixer. I got it here in Japan, and it's like a hair gel that comes with this little applicator, but I like to run it through my bangs right here and underneath, so they kind of stay together and don't get stuck to my face when I start like sweating in the heat. Then in the front pocket, got some lip gloss. It's not very exciting, I feel like. And then a little pocket mirror, my Baymax sets, the hand sanitizer, and the little pouch with like Advil and Band-Aids and stuff like that. And then some blotting wipes. So yeah, so that's like my little kit for a summer day at Tokyo Disney. The plan for today was kind of to have like a mellow, slow-paced day. One, because I knew it was going to get really hot, and two, I've been in Tokyo for a couple of days now, and there is a lot of walking involved around the city. Like if you take public transportation and going up and down the stairs to get from the train platform and down and stuff like that. And my legs are like jello from all the walking right now. So that's why I kind of wanted to have like a lot of sitting down today. And I didn't expect to do any rides, but we've already done like 2 rides I think today. It feels like there's been a lot in the itinerary and like a lot of things back to back. I have been asked if there's a language barrier at Tokyo Disney, and yes and no. I feel like you can set the Tokyo Disney app to be in English and do all the Premier Access, standby, mobile ordering, all that kind of stuff in English. Not all of the cast members speak English. I feel like that's where there can be a language barrier. You can use Google Translate or just use like hand gestures, and most of the time the message will come across. Yeah, and like a lot of the attractions and shows are fully in Japanese. But I feel like the story, the general story of everything is still pretty easy to understand because there's so much like detail and the production quality is so high here. Me personally, my family is from Japan. I can speak enough to get around, and that's also like one of the reasons why I'm able to come here, which I am very, very grateful for. As far as the summer season in terms of crowd and weather, June is kind of like the pre-summer of Japan. It hasn't been that busy today, and most of the schools get out closer to July for summer break here. Temperature-wise, it is pretty warm, at least to me. And Japan's summer is extremely humid. Today's hot to me, but it doesn't compare to like July, August, and even September. If you do come to Japan in the summer, please be prepared and have a lot of liquids to drink so you don't get dehydrated. The front half of the park from the entrance to the castle is decked out for Donald. Even these little Donald topiaries. One of my favorite things about Tokyo Disney is the appreciation for Baymax. He has his own ride here, which I am obsessed with. Like, I'm so sorry if you've heard me talk about this a million times before, but this ride is everything. Technically, it's not that exciting. It's like the same as Tomater and Cars Land, like the same ride system, but it's like the whole culture that goes along with this ride that is absolutely incredible. The ride has a soundtrack of like 5 or 6 different songs, and each song has its own choreography. All the cast members dance, like all the people in line dance, and the people on the ride dance, and it's like a whole phenomenon. The dances are pretty easy. You can like learn them while you're waiting in line. And this ride always lines up so much. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it today. It's best to do this ride at nighttime, I think, because like all the lights come on and it's more like a party. But I will insert like some footage from previous times. I have made my way to my spot for the Donald Duck Parade, and I kind of looked out because my seat is in the front row. Similar to the entry request for Club Mouse Beat, the Premier Access for parades, your spots are pre-selected. When I said today would be a parade and show mellow day, clearly I wasn't thinking about the amount of music that would be involved in that. So here we are again. This parade was more short and simple compared to Harmony and Color. The entire theme of the whole parade was Donald. All the characters and all the dancers had like Donald inspired outfits. I appreciated this a lot though, because I feel like Donald doesn't get quite this type of recognition in the US parks. That Donald Duck parade was really cute. The costume design in it was immaculate, but now I have made my way over to Gaston's Tavern in the Beauty and the Beast area of Fantasyland. By the time the parade was over, I was starving. I got the French toast sandwich here, which I think is kind of like a grilled cheese, but French toasted. This also came in a set with fries and a drink. I know the lining here is a little bit crazy, but there weren't any other seats open. It's quite sweet. It kind of reminds me of the Monte Cristo that's in Cafe Orleans at Disneyland. Being a huge Disney nerd, my point of reference for everything is Disneyland, but this is really good. I feel like I haven't really had a full hot meal all day, and this definitely hits the spot. This tavern though is like decked out. It looks straight out of the Beauty and the Beast movie, like when they sing the Gaston song. There really are antlers in all of the decorating. And with that, we are done for the day. I feel like the music is really loud right here, but no matter how much I try to move away from a speaker, it always still sounds loud. But the day felt like it went by really fast, and we did a lot more things than I thought we would. Between the shows and the rides, the timing of everything worked out pretty well. I hope you enjoyed this little day from Tokyo Disneyland. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.